let's finish the top of the head. You have 12 stitches when you have done round 27, which is a decrease round. According to the pattern, it now says stuff the head firmly. I've put an extra bit of stuffing in. Just be careful because you don't want to have stuffing in your stitches. And you can stuff a little bit more after this last round. Round 28. It says on the pattern, tell me in the comments if yours says the same, bob, comma, deck, which is decrease. So we want a bobble and a decrease. And it says, and because it's in a bracket, that's how patterns are written. If the designer wants you to do a certain thing 6, 4, 5 times, they'll put it in a bracket. So you do what's in the bracket and then what it says afterwards. Which is correct, they've wrote it correct, but you cannot do it. Bobble, decrease 6 times, and at the end you get 12 stitches. Well, that's a lie. So either they want you to have 12 stitches at the end, or they've wrote the bobble and decrease wrong. I worked it out downstairs before I came back and finished this video off. It should say bobble, single crochet, which is double crochet, 6 times, and you just get 12 stitches, which is true because this decrease round you've got 12 stitches. I worked it on a piece of paper. I did just what it says. You only get 4 bobbles, so something was wrong. After your decrease round and you've stuffed a little ways, chain 1 and turn your work as we've done before. Instead of the decrease, cross that out and put SC, because that's what the pattern's written in, which is double crochet. And that's what we're going to do. Your first stitch is a bobble. I have to change the way I hold my hook when it gets to a certain way on a pattern. Not always, but I find it's easier and comfortable for my hands. And it just works better the way I move my hand. 5 loops on your hook and pull through. And then instead of a decrease, do as you've done before, and a single double crochet in between each bobble, and do that around. And you will have, as the pattern says, just stop that. The next line says you will have 6 bobbles, but if you did the line before, you will not have 6 bobbles. So just do as I've said. Bobble, double crochet 6 times, and I will meet you at the end of the round, because it does say something else, which it's no, you want a bit longer. And then we'll do the ear, which is also a bit of a discrepancy in the pattern. There you go, the head done. And it says embroider the eyes and nose with the dark grey. Now if you take a look at the face, you can do that now, but I'm going to do the ears. I want to show you how to do the ears now, and then you can, I'd rather put the ears on first, then do the face. It's up to you. But all you have to do for the head is copy what they've done here, which is, doesn't tell you, see, in the pattern. Now, because obviously I might do it different to you, yeah, because I know this is going to an adult, I might put, for me, I'm going to put safety eyes in it. I might, if I can get them in and fasten it on. If not, I'll use the grey. The mouth I'll do as it does here, which is cute. But the eyes, they look like slits, which if you look at sheep's eyes, real sheep's eyes, they have got a slit inside the eyeball. So maybe that's what's on there. But most people know what Pinterest is. It's a great place for ideas, which I do for facial features for my key rings. So head over to Pinterest, put in crochet sheep face or crochet facial expressions, stuff like that. But if you want to put a sheep in, a load of sheep will come up. I've done that. I did a fox the other day keyring, my own design, but I just wanted ideas, so that's all I did. and then put some face on. But if you want to do that now, that's fine. You do that now. I'm not going to. But what you want to do as well, according to this pattern, it says, which I didn't understand when I was doing the ear downstairs, it says break off yarn at 3 inches. Let me get a ruler. I always say 6 because 3, and then to weave it in, it's not very much. You see there, 3. So I always like to, a bit of an overcompensation, but I'd rather have it longer and then struggle because you want to make this close it up when you've stuffed it, and it's nice. Don't forget to feel, because you've got a lot of texture here at the top, which is lovely. So you want to make sure when you stuff, you don't forget the head, the you know, the hair bit. Yeah, so 6 inches and then snip it off. When I come to put the things on, the ears on the head, I'll show you how to close it up. Unless you want to do it yourself, just make sure you close it up so your stuffing doesn't come out. Now, let's get onto the ear. If you take a look at your pattern, that's what your ear will look like. If you haven't done a slip knot, this is your first kit, then I've got a short. Last 2 shorts are to help you with this kit. One is a magic circle, but you've already done that. You've already got that down anyway. And the other one is a slip knot. So there's 2 shorts. They're my last 2 shorts on this channel. So if you want to head over there and work how to do a slip knot and chain. So yeah, but that's what that's what the ear, according to their stitches, will look like. And if you look at the pattern, I'll show you the front. And this is why I say these kits are meant for crocheters. You see here, this line here, I did what I thought was in the pattern. So that's the 5 rounds that they've asked you to do, which is written in here, which is correct. That's what it looks like. But that, just hold it there like that, can you see? Does not look like that. Now, I know how to do a circle to keep it flat. I know how to do an oval to keep it flat. So when I just did exactly what it said in the pattern. So either somebody's wrote wrong numbers somewhere or something. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do my own, and I want to show you to do the oval. I'll use the same amount of stitches. Now, so I don't waste that, I'll leave it there so you can see. Let's start the ear. Slip knot. Again, head over to my shorts and work it out. And you want to chain 6. Miss 1 chain, not the one on the loop on the hook doesn't count. Miss the first chain and go into the next. 1 double crochet. Pop your stitch marker in. And you've got 4 chains left. In the next 3, 1 double crochet in each. You've got 1 chain left. In that 1 chain, place 3 double crochet in it. It's a little fiddly and tight. If you can, tuck your tail under as well, the beginning tail, and we'll sort that out later. And then you're working underneath your original chain. You want 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 1 in each of the next 3 chains. Well, it's unworked chains at the bottom of your stitches from on the top. It's a little fiddly, just tease it a little bit, not too hard, but just tease it out a bit. Your first round and row always curls up and is fiddly. Your first stitch is marked. At the base of that stitch, you want 2 more double crochet. And when I say fiddly, I mean fiddly. And at the end of this oval round, you should have 12 stitches. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Join to your first with a slip stitch. Just pull it snug, because you don't want to think that the last little mark is a stitch, because it's not. That's your last stitch. Take your marker out. In the joined, where you've joined the stitch, chain 1 and place 2 double crochet in there. And this is how you get the oval neat, a bit like the bottom of your head. You know, you want the size first, and it's a snout, isn't it? And then you make it like a tube, and this is the same, but we don't really want this, because that's, according to the photo, that's not what they've done. Pop your stitch marker in the first stitch. I nearly forgot. And then put 1, 2, 3, and that's your straight, and you're going around the corner. The 3 double crochet, you want to make 6, so you put in increase, increase, increase. So 2 double crochet in each of the end stitches, the 3 you put in before, and it takes you around the corner. And you do the same principle as before, 3 double crochet, and you've got 2 stitches left, and you want to increase in both, which is 2 double crochet in each, and then slip stitch to join to your first. Now, how you want your sheep to look, you can keep going. I'll tell you as I go along. Stitch marker out, chain 1, 1 double crochet in that stitch you've just took your marker out, and pop it back in. And this is how you get around the corners every time, and it's the same principle as you do for the head of the sheep, and also just over to my left is the teddy. And the next stitch you want 2 double crochet, and because there's 3 on each of the straight edges, it's 1 in each, 1 double crochet in each, and then you get to the next end, and you want to do the same principle as you've done at the start. 1 double crochet, increase in the next stitch, 1 double crochet, increase, and it gets you right round the corner. It does, nice and smoothly. Keeps it flat for a while. It does have a little kink, as you can see. It naturally wants to kink. That's why I know they've written the pattern wrong for the ear. 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then you're back to the other, round on the other corner. Same again, 1 double crochet, increase. Oops, a daisy. One double crochet, increase. And according to the pattern, it wants you to do this to round 5, and I can see why round 5 is what they've put, which would work it out correct. Stitch marker out, slip stitch to join, chain 1, I'm on in front of myself, in the join stitch, 1 double crochet, put your stitch marker back in. Once you get going, you might not need your stitch marker, but I would keep doing it anyway. 1 double crochet in the next and 2 in the next. On your straight line, on your straight edges, sorry, 3 double crochet, 1 in each, and then you're back to the going around the corner. So that's 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet and increase. You're doing the same principle as the head. 1, 1, increase. And when you've gone around the corner, doing that same principle, you've got your 3 double crochet, and then you're back to the last end. 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, increase, and then the same at the very end. 1, 1, oh sorry, increase. It's because I did the ear as I thought they'd written it, and I've just had to wind my yarn up. Now again, after this round, put your ear on your sheep's head and have a look, because it does say position the ears at either side of the head where the light brown stitches of the face meet the cream bobble stitches, and whip stitch. You join it as you wish. Now I think that looks all right, but I'm going to do the next round. 1, 2, 3, 4, which works out probably correct, but that's the only correct thing they've written in, because the other rounds don't make sense. Join with a slip stitch, chain 1, in the first join stitch, 1 double crochet. I'm not going to put the stitch marker in, but if you want to, because you know where you're going to finish, and then you put 1 double crochet in every stitch around and join it as you've been doing each round, and I'll meet you there. There you go, you've joined at the beginning, yarn over, pull it snug, yarn over, and then pull through and cut yourself 6 inches at least, and that's how it should look. Hold on, stay still. There you go. Now I know what it said in the pattern was wrong to get that shape. You can see the difference, because on the front you can see that is that edge there. You want to make 2, make another one, and then on the side you see the decrease stitches either side. You want to do it there, and probably go over, I reckon, go over 4 stitches, and then see how it looks, because you want it to be snug just under the hair like that, just like the pattern looks, you know, the picture. And I would do the ears first, sew them on first, and get that how you like it. So go like this, go like this, go like that. Make sure you've got them on evenly, and don't, when you sew on, don't do it too tight at first. Do it pretty loose, because you can always then pull it out. If you do it tight, if you do every stitch and tighten it, it's going to distort your work, and you don't want to do that. You've done this already and it looks nice, so you don't want to distort your work. This tail here, push it through, because this is the wrong side, but that's what it looks like, because you've got that natural curl towards the head. Because this is the wrong side, find a natural hole, pull this beginning tail through, and because that's the underside, just sew it in there. You're not going to see it. But sew the ears on, I'll do another one off camera and position them on. Yeah, it's looking nice. You'll have already sewn that up and stuffed it. I've got to do mine off camera. Then I will do the body, which is with the cream yarn. I'll wrap the video up now and I will see you soon for the body.